Sorry, I kind of got cut off there. I got my video only lets me capture 15 minutes at a time. But we're talking about our ethics in coaching in a diverse environment. As high school coaches, you're going to be tasked with handling athletes that some have gone through puberty or going through puberty and changing and they don't understand their body, and we'll talk about some more of the physiological things later and the health component of it later on in this course. But you're going to be challenged with those things, and because of their changes and physically, they're also going through some mental changes as well. And their brain is still developing. They're still in this adolescent phase, and our brains aren't fully developed until our early 20s, and so they're still maturing that way. So that coupled with this idea of where we're at, our climate, as a country, and some of the things you may challenge, and this idea of diversity has evolved so much since maybe when your parents were in school, or my parents, and we're challenged in different ways. We aren't just challenged with this idea of diversity in terms of of maybe racial lines anymore. We're challenged beyond that in terms of our sexual orientation or religious beliefs, or there's many different areas that we could discuss, and so as you look at chapter 4 and 5, I want you to think about them overlaying. Okay, in chapter 4, we're going to talk about ethics and your character and how we view ethics, and I'm going to ask you to write a code of ethics for you as a coach, and this is built to protect you and to lean on, and so who will you be all the time? What are those standards, those values that you're always going to be, that will define your character in the eyes of others, and your character on the field and off the field, and how you work with athletes, and if you teach also, hopefully it plays into your teaching. I know for me right now, I am obviously I coach men only, and so I'm challenged as a teacher more so in this arena than I am probably as a baseball coach. And so like a simple one for me in terms of my ethics, like, hey, when I'm with a member of the opposite sex, I'm going to make sure that my door is always open. That door is always open, and then I'm always going to walk across the hall with my assistants and just say, hey, I'm meeting with Jane Doe here, and we're going to have a conversation. It'll be 5-10 minutes. If you guys need me, it shouldn't take too long. I'll come talk to you after, but just want to let you know. And that's a safety blanket. That's a thing that I do to make sure that nobody can challenge me or my practices as an educator. And it's so I want you to think in those terms. What are some ethical things that you can put down in your code of ethics that'll make sure that the players, the parents, your administration, and opposing teams and officials will see lived out all the time. So when they think of you, they define your character in a positive light. And so hopefully this module challenges you to think about who you are because of whose you are, and where He has put you, and how you are going to serve out that role faithfully as a coach, and with the hopes of impacting the lives of your athletes. And in terms of our course, these first 2 modules are going to challenge you more in that way, and then we're going to get into some theories and practice. Module 2, we're going to talk about communication, building trust, and some of those things, and I'm really excited to talk with you about that, because that plays a lot into what I studied for my master's degree, and just how that works, and how we can be effective in those ways, and some thoughts and and practices that you can do, and I'll ask you to do some of them to make sure that you're being clear, you're building respect, you're building trust, and a lot of different other things. So I hope hopefully you enjoy these 5 chapters. I know this is actually the third time I've gone through this book. You know, ironically enough, this is a book that we used for one of my courses in my graduate work, and so I've enjoyed it. I think there's some really good principles. I know I kind of broad stroked it here in these videos, but really take the time to read everything, and look forward to reading your philosophy, what being a coach and a Christian means to you, and what that looks like, and looking at your code of ethics. Everybody have a good one.